Okay, my name is Jeff Gregg. I'm doing this video on how to use keyboard shortcuts, in particular keyboard shortcuts for editing text. Right? So before I start, what are keyboard shortcuts? Keyboard shortcuts are basically ways of doing things quicker than otherwise you would be able to do it. You may have to do it with other keyboard ways or do it with a mouse. But the idea is keyboard shortcuts, they're meant to be quicker. In most cases they are. Okay, before we start on keyboard shortcuts, a quick thing on how to use a keyboard. Because to use a keyboard shortcut in the ones that I'm going to show you here, which you can see here, you've got to be able to use arrow keys, control key, home key, end key, page up and page down key. All right, so to show you where those keys are, I've got a photo I took earlier of a keyboard. So there we are. That's a PC keyboard. On the PC keyboard, you'll notice you've got keys. First of all, these keys over on the left-hand side. CTRL key, there's one on the left, and on a PC, there's usually one on the right, one on either side. You can use it with either hand. That's the control key. Okay. The other keys that we're going to use are the arrow keys. We've got, it's got up key, a down key, a left, and a right key. You'll notice those keys sometimes also repeated on the Numeric Keypad. Right? To do that, you have to switch the num lock off, so the num lock is not on, so it doesn't work. The other two keys that we're going to use are the page up, or the other two more keys, page up, page down, and these keys, the end key and the home key. And that's all very well on a PC keyboard, but what about on a laptop keyboard? There's my laptop keyboard, the one that I'm currently using. All right? The photo I took a bit blurred, but anyway, it gives you an idea. This particular laptop has a numeric keypad. And on the numeric keypad, it has some arrow keys, and there's also a num lock like there is on a PC keyboard. But it also has a down arrow, a left, a right, an up arrow, a CTRL key. Does it have two? Yes, there's one on the left and one on the right. I only use one on the left. All right. It also has page up and page down key. But one thing that doesn't have, it's got a home key. Where's my home key? Home key up there, but it doesn't have an end key. The end key is actually on the one on Numeric Keypad. So I have to press the shift and press 1 to get the end key. Some laptop computers don't even have a Numeric Keypad. Now I've got an example of one here. I'm just going to go find it. Where is it? Zoom. No, it's not there. Where did I put it? Google Chrome. Where have I got? Oh, there we go. Okay, there's an ordinary laptop keyboard, right? On the laptop keyboard, this one has got arrow keys. You'll notice it has an up key, a down key, a left key, and a left and a right key. But it doesn't have a separate key for page up and page down, right? Neither does it have a separate key for home and end. The home keys have 11 and the end keys have 12, okay? So if somebody using this keyboard wanted to use page up or page down, to use page up, they use this key here called the FN key. It's a function key. It's used to change the function of other keys. You press that key and page up uses the page up function, that key, and page down is the page down function. If you wanted to press home, right, you press the FN key, and while holding it down, that's the thing I need to repeat, while holding it down, you press the home key. While holding that key down, press the end key. Similar to what you do with the shift key. You know, you press the shift key if you want a capital Z, you hold the shift and press Z. If you want a normal thing, you just press the Z key. So that's what the FN key does. Okay, so that's enough about that for the moment. Okay. Pause. Okay, so we now know what keyboard shortcuts are. We now know how to use the keyboard and where the various keys are on the keyboard. One thing I didn't mention about the keyboard is you can also do this on a mobile phone. And I'm going to show you, I won't show you this, but I'll show you another keyboard on the phone a little bit later on. So I'll make a little note for me at the bottom to show phone, same keys on phone. On a PHONE, which you don't normally get, but I'll show that a little bit later on. So that's to remind me. Okay, now What I want to do is also show the difference between moving around with a mouse and moving around with these shortcut keys. So moving a word at a time, right? It says here we use the CTRL plus arrow keys left or right. Okay, so to be able to do that, I've got a much bigger piece of text, which is this text here, a document I wrote about money or why some people have it and others don't. If you want to know about that, I'll put a link about that at the end of the page. If I want to move forward a word at a time with the mouse, I click at the beginning of that word. When I go to the next word, I've got to click there. The next word, I've got to click there. Next word, I've got to click there. I'm doing this pretty accurately there. How fast can I do it? Oh, I'm a bit slow. There. No, I didn't get it right. Got it there. Word other, I'll get it there. I'll get it there. Okay, that's how quick I can move to the beginning of each word. So it depends on how accurate you are with the mouse. Let's do exactly the same thing with a keyboard shortcut. So what I'm going to be doing is to show you the keyboard shortcut. I'm going to be holding down the CTRL key, and while holding that key down, I'm going to press the right arrow to move forward a word at a time. And still while holding the control key down, I'm going to press the left arrow to move back a word at a time. So notice the difference of how we go through doing this. So, okay, so we go back to, where am I? My document, all right. There we are. Okay, so I'm at the beginning there, all right, with the word money. When we go to the next word, I'm holding down the CTRL key, I'm pressing right arrow. Notice it got to the O and the OR. Why? Next one. A lot faster than using the mouse. Left, right, left, right, left, right. I'm doing it about 10 times. I couldn't do this that fast with the mouse. Okay? If you wanted to move forward a word at a time. Some people say, why'd you want it? Okay, we're only talking about a word at a time at this particular stage. Okay, so that's how you use a hotkey moving forward a word, a shortcut keys or hotkeys, a word at a time. Let's look at the next one, what we're going to look at, which is this time moving a paragraph at a time. Moving a paragraph at a time. We use the CTRL keys plus the up arrow, up or down arrow keys. So before we do it, let's have a go back at our document, all right, and have a look at doing the same thing with a mouse. So that's the beginning of a paragraph. That's the beginning of the next paragraph. That's the beginning of the next paragraph. That's the beginning of the next paragraph. I can see, well, I think that's the beginning of a paragraph. That one ends there. That's the next one. I think that's the next one. That's the next one. That's the next one. So that's how long it takes me to do it. Let's do the same thing with the keyboard. So what am I going to be doing? I'll just go back to the keyboard and show you what the keys I'm going to be pressing. All right. So I'm pressing the CTRL key, in this case the down arrow to go forward a paragraph at a time, or the CTRL key, the up arrow to go back forward a time. So holding that key down, and we're holding that key down, pressing this or this key, up or down arrow keys. All right, so let's go back and have a look at it. Right, so I'm at the beginning. I want to go down to the next paragraph, holding the CTRL key, down arrow, down, 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 down. I don't even have to look to see where it is. And notice I'm also now doing it beyond. It's going down a paragraph at a time beyond the size of the document. And notice it's actually scrolling down. Now I'm going to go up. By the way, it's just like all keyboards repeat. If I hold the key down, whoop, it's going up very, very quickly. Hold the key down. It's stopping at every paragraph and going to the end of the text. That quick. I could not do that fast with a mouse. Stopping at every paragraph, making it stop at every particular paragraph. So that's the control and the up and the down arrow keys. All right, we'll have a bit of a pause for a second. Okay, the next one we'll look at is moving to the end of the line or moving to the beginning of the line. As you can see there, to move to the end of the line, we just press the end key with nothing else, simply the end END key. Moving to the beginning of the line, we press the home key to show you where those keys are on a keyboard. Okay, on a laptop. Whoops, I've got out of it. There's the end key, the END key, and there's the home key, HOME, right? Okay, on a laptop, without a separate keypad, if I go to the diagram where I had that, the end key is that key there, so you're going to have to press the FN and the F12 key, and the home key, you have to press the FN and the home key, right, at the same time. My particular laptop, I'm lucky, I've actually got a home key, separate key, but I haven't got an end key. My end key is the shift key on the one key, so I showed before. Okay, so to show you what that looks like, it's that keyboard there, right? As you can see, I've got a home key, a bit blurry, right? But I've got a home key up here, but I haven't got an end key. The end key would be nice there, but that was the on-off key, right? But the end key is on the one key. All right, so going back to my document again, right? And I want to go to the end of that line. Now, to go to the end of that line with a mouse, I just go over here and click. Go to the beginning of the line, I go ahead and click. Pretty easy, I suppose. Beginning of that line, I just click. End of that line, I've got to click. But I've got to move the mouse all the way across from one line to the other. If it was a big screen, it would take quite a while. But let's show you how quick we do it with the keyboard. I'm holding down, I'm going to press the end key, boom, straight to the end of the line. Home key, beginning of the line. End key, end of the line. Home key, beginning of the line. Whoops, I pressed the shift key down when I press the home. That's another function. I'll talk about that a little bit later on. So that's moving to the beginning and the end of the line. Okay, let's have a look at the next one, all right, and see what it can do. Okay, moving to the end of a page. Well, as you can see, it's got CTRL plus page down. Moving to the beginning of a page is CTRL plus page up. By the way, page up and page down on a web page can move up and down at the beginning and end of the line. We'll show that a little bit later on. Perhaps if I get a chance, may not show it. All right. So let's go show you where the page up and page down keys are on the keyboard. Okay, so we go back to our keyboard on PC keyboard. There's the page up key. There's the page down key. Page up and page down key on a PC keyboard. All right. On a laptop, right? A laptop with a separate keypad. Yeah, whoop, coming up. I've got page up and page down. They're up there. Depending on the laptop, there's that other one that I showed before. Depending on your laptop, look at it. It's not there. It's over here. This one, it's got page up and page down. It's on the left and right arrow key. So you have to press the FN key to press the page up and page down. All right. Okay, so let's go through and do the exercise. Let's go through and do. I want to go down to the end of this particular page. So we're going to hold the CTRL key down and press page down. There we are. We're at the end of that page. Press it again. Whoop. It's not going down. I don't know why. Okay, page up, beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end. Right. Okay, let's see how I do it with a mouse. If I had to do it with the mouse, I'd have to scroll down there. There's the end of that page. I have to click there. If I want to go back to the beginning, I have to scroll up all the way there and I have to click there. So it's a lot faster to use the page up and page down key with the control key to move forward and back through pages on with a keyboard than it is a mouse. Okay, let's look at the next key. All right. So while we're still going strong, okay, right, moving to the beginning of the page and the page. Right, this one, moving to the beginning of a document or moving to the end of a document. To move to the end of the document, you hold the CTRL key and the end key. To move to the beginning of a document, there's the CTRL key and the home key. Okay, so where's the CTRL key? All right, CTRL is abbreviation for the word control. I'll just go back and show you on the laptop. On the desktop keyboard, there's the CTRL key, okay, one on either side. Laptop's got one on either side as well. Right. Usually some have only got one, I think, I'm not sure, okay. And I'm going to press the home and the end key. So if you're using one with a laptop with an FN key, you might have to hold three keys down together, the CTRL and the FN key at the same time, all right. All right, but to show you how this works, I don't have to do that. Oh, yes, I do. I have to do the shift to do it. I may not be able to do this. All right, we'll find out. Okay. So let's go back to our document again. Okay, the document is there. Right. I want to move. Whoops. I jumped out with the wrong place. Whoops, wrong place. I didn't want to do there. I want to go there. All right. So I want to go to the end of the document. This is a multi-page document. I don't know how many pages there are. I think there's 19,000 characters, 3,661 words. I want to move to the end of the document. To do that with a mouse, I have to grab it there and drag it all the way to the bottom. Right? That's to go to the end. To go to the beginning, I have to grab the mouse and drag it all, missed it, all the way to the top. Okay. If I want to do it with the keyboard, I hold the CTRL key and the N key. There I'm at the end of the document. To go to the beginning, the CTRL and home key, I'm at the beginning of the document. Much, much faster than using the mouse. All right. In that case, there's some things that the mouse is quicker than. All right. But this sort of editing, it's really, really good at that. Okay. So that's about it, I think, for all the keys. I'll just go back and see what else I wanted to talk about. Okay. Okay. Right. The next thing is selecting text. If you want to select text, and why, first of all, I need to explain it, selecting text. Actually, I'm selecting text there with the mouse. I'm clicking it and dragging over the text to select it. I'm selecting text. That's called selecting text. All of the above combined with the shift key allows you to select text. For example, moving a word at a time, controlling the arrow keys, right? So if I wanted to select 4 or 5 words in a document, right, in the middle of a document, this is how I do it with a mouse, and then we'll do it with the keyboard. Only this time we'll hold the shift key down. Just to show you where the shift key is, I think most people know where the shift key is, but we'll show anyway, all right? There's the shift key, that key there. On this side, that key there. On a laptop, we'll show you where the shift key is. On a laptop, there's the shift key. There's a shift key that side. There's a shift key that side. On a laptop without a numeric keypad, okay, there's a shift key on that side and there's a shift key on that side. So the shift key combined with these other keys is going to allow me to select text. So let's go in and do the selecting text. This time we'll start, whoops, going to the wrong one. We'll start with a mouse, okay. Let's say I want to select, hold up, I'm in the wrong place again. Keep going to the wrong place. Wrong document. All right, still the wrong document. Save the document. Don't save. Okay. Oh, the wrong one. There we are. Damn it, did I close off the document? I think I did by mistake. All right, my apologies. I'll pause this while I bring the document back up again. I've paused it. Okay, I've got my document back up again, and I'm not going to stuff it up this time, hopefully. So what I'm going to do is have a situation where I'll show you if I wanted to select a particular sentence, for example, the sentence that says, rather than repeating myself many times, which I still do, all right, right to the end of that sentence. To do that with a mouse, I've got to put the pointer at the beginning of the thing. I've got to drag over it, go there. I've got to go down. I've got to go back. Is that the end of the paragraph? Sentence? No. That's the end of the sentence there. Okay. So that's how I have to select it. Okay. I dragged over it. Let's show you doing the same thing with the keyboard. Well, first of all, I'm just going to press the Control key and go to that key there. And now I'm going to hold the Shift key down, and I'm just going to do that. And there we are. I've selected it. And it's a lot more accurate. The advantage of being a lot more accurate is that I can easily stop it if I want to go back a character at a time, a word. I'm going back with the arrow keys now. Whoops, I've got the Control key. Hold down. I want to go back a character at a time, I can go back the character at a time. Also, if I want to do a whole lot, I can hold the key down and repeat it, right? So keys repeat, right? So that's what I can do. A little bit more accurate. May not be as fast, but definitely a lot more accurate, especially for people that are learning how to use a computer and have trouble positioning a mouse at a particular point. So that's just doing that. Obviously, if I wanted to do a whole paragraph at a time, I think paragraph was page down, Control Shift page down. Shift page down. No, it doesn't work. Shift page down. Oh, there we are. Paragraph at a time. Selected the whole paragraph. Right. Okay. All the other keys do much the same thing in terms of selecting text. A nice one though is a special one. I'll go back to my notes again. No, not my notes. Here the notes that I'm using this, which I haven't got. I've deleted them by mistake. One was the select all. How do I select all text? All right. The way you do that is you hold down the Control key and press A for all. Select all. Shortcut is CTRL, which is the Control key, plus the A key. All right. Example: if I down there hold their Control and press A now, it's all highlighted. Notice I did not move the mouse. Okay. Let's say we want to do that on a large amount of text. We've got our example that we've got here. We're going to do that, and I want to select all this text with the mouse. I've got to click there, and I've got to drag down, I've got to drag down, I've got to drag down, and there it is. It gets to the end, right? Okay. Okay. Unselected to do that. I go back to the beginning again. I've got to drag all the way up. I could just press the home key and go back up. All right. All right. Control home. Sorry. If I wanted to select the whole text, just the CTRL key and A, boom, it's all selected. Doesn't matter how many pages deep they are. I don't have to go to the end. I don't have to be able to see the end. Control A is much, much faster and more accurate than scrolling down with a mouse. Okay, so that's basically it. Now, the only other thing I did mention is there are other shortcuts. Many other shortcuts. I've only shown you the shortcuts to do with editing text, and there's probably even more concern with editing text that I haven't linked to. You can look them up on the internet. However, everything that I've shown you can also be done on a phone. So if you're editing text on a phone, you can do the same thing. Well, people say, well, how can you do that? You haven't got arrow keys and things like that on a phone. Well, actual fact, phones do have that. Here's an ordinary phone screen, right? You'll see there. That's the ordinary phone screen where you have an ordinary keyboard, and if you press that key, you get a few other keys, but you don't have any arrow keys. You don't have a control key. You don't have a home key. You don't have an end key. You don't have a page up and page down key. But if you know how to, and I have other videos that show you how to do this, you can store extra keyboards on your phone, and you click on that key down there, which brings up the extra keyboards. And when you do that, right, you'll get keyboards like this, all right? In my case, that one, you'll notice there, we've got, first of all, numbers and letters on the same thing. We've got an escape key, we've got an all key. We've got a down arrow key, a right arrow, a down arrow, a right arrow, sorry, an up arrow, even, I don't know what, a shift key, all those keys. And if you press the function key on this, what's called the Kaka's keyboard, you also get even more keys, and I'll bring them up, which are that keyboard there, yeah, that one. F1, F2, F9, home, end, insert, delete, page up, page down, and the arrow keys together. So all the functionality that I showed you before can also be done on a phone if you install the Hacker's keyboard, because you can use shortcuts on a phone, right? People don't realize that, okay? If you want to know any more about this, please send me an email. But other than that, that's it. See you later. Bye.